So yesterday, one of the many things which we did was we finally made out a front end to be able to connect to our back end. And so we've been developing the back end for a little while now, and that's the main part of our focus. But in order to be able to do A/B testing, it became necessary for us to actually have a ad here so that we're able to have the front end with the advertisement, and then we'll be able to register that click event and get it. But I don't want to move away from the front end quite yet, because if we look at it, let me make myself a little bit smaller and turn my brightness up. We can see here that it doesn't look good. And this is going to be kind of the impression of the project is, so if our front page looks bad, then okay, then it will reflect poorly, even if the back end is pretty cool. So let's fix that. I'm just going to, again, I'm not worried about trying to do the front end too much. So I'm going to have Copilot help me out, and then we can investigate it, see what we're looking at, and get some ideas and knowledge from it. But just similar to what we did with the EJS, or not the EJS, but the JavaScript with Express, we went in here, we looked at it, and we're like, okay, yeah, I see what it's doing, I see how it's working, I see how it's interacting with the backend service which we created. So now, okay, let's do the front end. So what I want to do is the front end service is now working, but it looks very basic. Create a good looking home page, which should I say explain? How do we want it? Maybe explains the project and features the ad, which explains the project and features the ad. Do I want one or two ads? I'm thinking, and features two ads. Two ads. Okay. Got ads from my backend service. Okay. So yeah. Feel free to use creativity and make it look how you want. I'm curious what it's going to do. Okay, and what's our token right now? It is 34. Okay. I'll move myself here so we can see what it's going to do. It's probably going to update a lot of the front end. So, okay. Now, we'll just chill. Okay. So it's adding views, which is probably what we need. Added a CSS section, which is obviously also what we need to add them. Sure, yeah. But that's to this current branch. So we're going to have to figure out how. Okay, sure. We're going to have to figure out how to reopen a pull request and get that working. Okay. Creating test utility helpers and mocks. Okay, so is it changing the testing? Hold up. So, wait, where is my test? Here. Doesn't seem to add anything there. Yeah, go ahead. Web content may be, no, this is just, yeah, it's doing a click event. All right, so now what we want to do is yeah, keep all of this. What we can do is do Docker Compose up. Run our service. Hopefully everything passes. And then we should be able to. Okay. Here we go. Now notice that we got the exact same ad here. Let's refresh it and see if we get a different. Okay, so there, it is two ads. Okay, so I see that there is uh, a different, or there is one bug that I need to fix. I don't know if it's on the front end or the back end, but we're selecting the same ad for both here. Okay. So, about this demo. Nice. Okay. Browse ads, clicked. Okay. So then if we open ad, what does it do? Should go to, yep, example.com. Yes, awesome. And this doesn't work because that's makes sense. What are these? Okay, so .NET, Redis cache, and then we can change these. That's just adding extra bullet points. Featured ad here. About this demo, refresh. Does refresh work? Yes, it does. Oof. I love it. Okay. Awesome. There we go. So the next thing that we need to do is now we need to go in and we are on which branch? So get branch. So we were still on feature add front end. And if you remember last time, we actually merged this into the main branch. So now we made changes on it. We committed those changes. Copilot just did on this branch. And we kind of have a situation where we have the main branch here. I split off. I merged back in, but then I continue going this way. So now I need to figure out, can I just merge back in, and what is the proper like way of dealing with this? So I could just like push to my remote and then do another merge request or pull request, but I don't know if that is like the proper way of doing things. So let's see. I merged that code and then I developed more on my develop branch local. Now I want to merge that on the same now I want to merge that branch into the main branch once again. What is the normal workflow that I should follow for this situation? Should I have deleted my branch as soon as I merged it? Okay, so we'll do that, and then we're gonna merge this back in because it's working and we're happy with the way that it looks. So we're gonna merge it in and then continue to move forward with the project. So what does it say that it has here? Add. So I added the CSS, which is just kind of like descriptors for the different items within the EJS. So we can look through here. Okay. There we go. So we can look through here if we're not trying to look too much into being a front end. I think the idea, especially with AI right now, is you want to have a good understanding of how a lot of this works, and the wider your base is, the better, because you're able to get the AI to do exactly what you're hoping for. So it might be beneficial for us to definitely look through this and see, okay, well, how is it working, and just make sure that we know about that. But let's see, the home place is implemented, shown up here, polished layout, okay, tested, rendered, the click flow logically, okay, are recorded by the bid engine, awesome. 2 featured ads, yes. I implemented a nicer responsive homepage for the front end, fetches up to 2 bids, parallel requests from bid engine. But it says parallel requests, but they seem to be the same. Oh, no, they're not. Okay, so it is truly parallel. Okay, that's what I was saying that there was a bug. Now there might still be a bug that it's the same, that we do get the same ad. So I want to be able to try to log who the user is and then make sure that I don't send them the same same advertisement within a certain window. Okay. So I think that I'm gonna write that down. So make make sure that what? Make sure that same user does not get same ad within given time window. Okay, so I don't know how I would implement that. Would I have like a time to live, or like a dictionary, or I'll have to think about how I would even implement that. But okay, so what it changed is index.ejs fetches 2 bids concurrently and passes ads as an array to the template. Okay, so now we're passing ads as an array instead of just that object. Home.ejs is new. Beautiful responsive template showing hero. Showing hero? Features up to 2 ad cards and about section. Okay? Clean styles for hero, grid, cards, CTA buttons, responsive breakpoints. Minor housekeeping, committed, and push the feature branch. Okay. And then ideas is add a small image asset pack, local files, and fallback thumbnails for ads that don't provide images. But then, so if we do that, my problem would be, how do I know that the ad worked, right? Meaning, if we have fallbacks, that's great because now it looks better and it doesn't have that thing where it's just like a unrendered image. But how do I know that there's a problem? With auto advance for the... Okay, that's kind of cool. Uh, Carousel or featured ads. Rotation with auto advance. And then it keeps... I'm thinking if it has a carousel, then it would continue to be able to do those GET requests for an ad. So you would continue to be requesting an ad. And that might be interesting, but the problem with that would be we don't have enough ads right now, I think. We only have, I think, well, we have a couple ads, but the only ones that are going to be rendered are the 3 that we created yesterday. So we would have to go in and manually create a lot more ads. Show additional ad metadata, advertising. So we don't need this, I think, because that is dealt with in the back end. Add a simple end-to-end smoke test and a short CI job to run it. I mean, that might be good. I don't know how it would do that. I would be curious to see how it would do that. Okay. Let's see what we're supposed to be doing here with Copilot. Although we could just ask it to do this end-to-end test. And we have 36. This end-to-end test, see how it does it, and then commit our changes, or merge our changes. That might be the better way to do things. Although I do want to see just what we're supposed to be doing. Sorry if I'm very like scatterbrained right now. Yeah. So let's figure out how we're doing this. Normal workflow. You create a branch, develop off of main, yes. To work on new features, yes. Work and merge. So you commit changes to develop. You open a pull request there. Once merged, main now contains those changes. After merging, many teams delete the feature branch developed to keep the repo clean. If you keep working on the same branch after it's merged, you'll need to merge it again later, which is fine, but can get messy if the branches diverge. Okay, so we'll just need to make sure that the branches don't diverge. So you merged into main, you kept coding on develop, now you want to merge back. This works, but not the cleanest workflow. You'll open another pull request and run. Check out. Okay. What are we doing? I'm getting to main. I'm pulling main. I'm merging develop. and then I'm pushing to main. Okay. Best practice is to delete feature branches after merging. This avoids confusion and keeps history clean. So I think that this is the way that we can do it. We can have a branch for like front end, have a branch for A/B testing, all of those. But I need to figure out how do I make sure that I keep it clean. Um, if I have a branch which is like develop front end, and another branch that is develop A/B testing, and another branch that is develop I don't know, develop click monitoring, etc. If I want dev front end to be long lived, how do I keep it clean as I am developing on the other branches as well? I know that if we make changes to multiple files, we'll get the merge conflicts. We can deal with those as they come, but I'm trying to figure out when do I do the get pulls to be able to, because you're only able to pull from the branch that you're on, I think. Okay, if you want dev frontend to be long-lived, you need to treat it almost like a mini integration branch. Here's how to keep it clean while you experiment with other feature branches. Keep main stable. Main should always represent production-ready code. Only merge into main when features are tested and approved, okay? Use dev frontend as an integration branch. Think of dev frontend as a staging ground for all frontend related work. Okay. It can be long-lived, but you don't want random experiments cluttering it. Well, so yes, I see what it's saying. And I'm guessing that it's going to have us have a branch off of front end, but I think that that is correct for like a larger team, but I'm trying to get my project. I'm trying to move fast in my project, but in a way that I'm also able to learn about a lot of the workflows as well. So I think that that would be more work than what is necessary. So yeah, feature A/B. Okay, do your development there, commit freely and test. Merge back into front end via pull request. When a feature branch is ready, merge it into front end. This keeps front end clean. Okay. Regularly sync with main. So this is what I kind of want to know. When developing front end has stable tested features, merge it into main. Optionally rebase. We're not going to do rebase because we want the history. Don't develop main on front end. Well, yeah, that's the one we're gonna do. Don't let feature branches linger after merging. Delete them to avoid confusion. Don't merge unfinished work into there. Okay. How do I delete the branches after merging? Okay. So while that's doing its thing, let's come here and look at what it created. So this, we are going to have, hold on, here we go. Root is here, body, container. So each of these are like classes, but not the real classes. This is like HTML classes. And then we're just setting values, like, okay. Media. And then I also know about like the box models. So there's different like placement models that you're able to have within HTML. So you're able to identify what you want for the different locations. All right. Here's our HTML. Home and index. So index is still the really like basic one, but we have home now. It uses the CSS as its style sheet. We have class hero. Okay. Add simulator should be like the title. Is that correct? So we have add simulator right there. Class tagline. So we're P. So this should be a paragraph, but I'm not seeing it here. It's okay. Oh, here's this, a small, okay, I see. So we're creating this big thing here within this, whatever, header, hero, okay? Main class is container, okay. And then class intro, featured ads, and then a paragraph. So a header section, a paragraph section, okay. If add.length is equal to 0, okay, so then we get those injected ads and we show them. Then we have the about section. Okay. It's fine. And then I'm just curious what this would do. Add a simple end-to-end smoke test and a short CI job to run it. Okay. Let's just see what it does. I'm curious. We're at 36. Okay. End-to-end smoke test. Okay, so it's some kind of shell script, and then a YAML file, which I believe we. Yeah, go ahead. I believe we, for the YAML, right? That was what we used. We did that a couple days ago. Okay, so it seems like we're done, but I don't. Okay, where did it put all that stuff? So, no, I don't want you to do that. Where are you? Okay. Where are you living? GitHub workflows. Okay. Here. Docker compose YAML, right? But I thought that we had. Let me just close a lot of this. Let's try to get to a clean slate. So we have this YAML file. Let's keep everything, okay? So now, this one was the file that, yeah, we have the CI, the continuous integration YAML file. So this one will run every time we do a pull request. So on push or pull request, whenever we push to main or test, and whenever we do a pull request to main, this will trigger, okay? And it essentially just runs our unit tests here. But now we have something here that is on pull request. We do an end-to-end smoke test. Okay. So we're able to delete branches by doing this. Branch D and then branch name. Okay. And then we can get branch here we're able to delete this dev front end branch, okay? And then push that out to our remote repo. Okay. So git branch, we should be able to delete this one right now. And this one. So let's kind of try that. See how that works. Git branch minus D. Okay. Branch minus D, and then test add high priority unit test. Okay. Go. Deleted branch. Okay. Now, another thing that I'm seeing is that this one is test here, and if we look at the CI file here, it says like on test anything whenever we push to test, but the other ones are like feature. Okay, so come here and say here are my branches. I am noticing that in my ci.yaml file in .github what was it? Workflows. Come on. The event which triggers seems to be on any branch which is test. Does this mean that when I push to my other branches, which I called feature, that it will not run that test? Okay, and then I'm gonna copy and paste this right here. Another thing which occurred was I just added a new YAML file into my GitHub workflows, which means that now I have two YAML files. Do both of them run? Okay. So I'll have that. And then we deleted our branch, but we did not push it up yet. We need to figure out how to push that up. It gave us the, what was it, git push deleted origin or something like that. Well, I don't know if it's going to hear me, so I see that it is doing its thing. Okay. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, I guess I'm back now. I don't know if the video paused for or this thing paused for a while. All right. So then I can do git push origin and then delete branch name. So git push origin and then delete. Branch name is going to be test. I'm gonna copy and paste this then. Like this. Here, deleted. Okay, so now I should be able to go to my GitHub account. So refresh things. Okay. Is it not wanting to load? Okay. It's fine. And come in here and add front end recently pushed 10 minutes ago. Yep. So we'll get that later. Yeah, so the unit test one is gone. Cool. Four branches. Okay, so now we can do the exact same thing for the other branch. So let's do that. So get branch, and now we want this one. What was it? Get branch minus D, and then we say feature and make sure that we get the right one. Add second bidding algorithm. Right? Get branch D, and then here, and then we push it. Is not fully merged. Okay, so let's hold off on that and not worry too much about this. Okay, get branch. Which branch are we still on? So we're still on front end. Get status here. We're clean. Origin, and then front end. Okay. Everything is up to date. So now what I should be able to do before, what did I even ask here? Okay. Come here. Ah, there's a lot. Oh, okay. Here I should be able to compare and pull from the front main. Okay, yes. Changed front end visuals to be more appealing. Is it with two P's? Appealing. Okay. Okay, so we have this. And now it should trigger no merge conflicts. So it's doing the, okay, so now it's doing two of the actions, right? So if we go to actions, there should be, it's doing the end-to-end smoke test, and it's doing the pull request. Okay, let's come here and see. Okay, so this failed. Okay. So the pull request here, all of my unit tests passed. I do have the option to merge. Is that correct? I guess that's what it meant by saying I got a error or a warning, not an error, but it's telling me like, hey, your main branch isn't protected. I think that's what they might have meant. What is checks? I don't know. Okay, so let's read through this and try to get some understanding of what's happening here. Then we need to go and try to troubleshoot the um, we need to troubleshoot why the end-to-end test is failing, and then we can try to merge this into main. So I think that's the steps of progression that we'll do. Okay, branch filters in your CI, your continuous integration YAML, only run when you push to main. When I push to main, any branch that matches the glob test here, it will also run when you open a pull request to main. Oh, okay, so that's why I always see those things running, because I was about to say, I see them running anyways. That's why. Okay, that makes sense now. That's why I was a little bit confused, because we just saw that the unit tests were, in fact, running. Okay, if you push directly to feature add, the workflow will not run. Yep, okay. If you open a pull request, yeah, then it will run. GitHub Actions will run every workflow, which is what we saw. That it ran the unit test ones, which passed, and then it ran the smoke test, which failed. Okay. Both evaluated independently. Okay. Only runs. Yeah, that makes sense. My unit. Okay, so when I opened the pull request, I passed the unit test, but the other one failed. It is called end-to-end smoke test. Okay. Now, with this, do we go end-to-end smoke test? So what's happening in here that we might do? Pull request. Dispatch. Okay. We're getting an Ubuntu image. Start services with Docker Compose. Wait a few seconds. Run this shell script. Okay. Tear down. So this shell script is what we need to. So we're looking at scripts. Okay, where are scripts? Okay, come on. Source scripts, here we go. Maybe it's because it's localhost. Maybe it doesn't like that. Okay, so got it. Logs are actually very clear. Oh, that's nice. About why your end-to-end smoke test failed. The Docker build for the Bitengine service is failing in this line. Source say shared. Okay. Failed to calculate checksum, not found. That means the Docker build context doesn't contain this directory. We might need to rebuild it. Confirm the path exists. Okay, adjust the Docker file. So, where is it? Where is it angry? Let's try to look where it's angry. Or even I'm not even seeing it. What did it source shared? Where are we even trying to get that? I know that I have a shared folder, but that's within Bitengine, right? I can't even remember at this point. Wait, we have front end, infrastructure go away. No. And then within the source, there's shared here. And there's nothing in there. So I am going to say tree minus L3. Okay. We get that. I'm going to copy and paste this. The the smoke test failed because Dockerfile for Bitengine references shared, but that folder isn't in the build context. Wait, why would it mention shared? Did they change something in Bitengine? The Docker file here. Source. No, sorry, here. Source. Shared. So this is from my host. Docker here. But I might need one layer above. So I might need to do like // shared. And then put it into the I don't know, man. I think it's a problem with the paths because look, source Bitengine, right? Oh wait, no, source would be here. Sorry. I didn't even recognize that was a file name right there. Okay, so we have source and then shared. Which should be fine. And so, okay. Copy this, paste it into here. Like that, and then copy you and paste it into here and go. So this is actually going to be kind of interesting, the end-to-end test, and I am glad that we decided to do that because I am curious, like, okay, well, how is this shell script actually working and making it, like, what is it even testing? So now we have unit testing, we have integration testing, and we have end-to-end testing. I have not touched the integration testing or the end-to-end testing yet. We've created them with AI, but not looked into it. We looked into the unit testing and we kind of understand how those are operating, but we still need to do those other two. Okay. So let's not just fix the error. Let's try to understand why this happened. So, failed to calculate the checksum for this line, and we already identified that line, yes. That happened when the build context doesn't include the shared directory. Look at the source tree. You do have shared at the repo root. Yes, I do. But if Docker Compose YAML sets the build context for Bitengine to dot source Bitengine, then Docker only sees source Bitengine. What? And won't see shared, so copy fails. Change the build context for the repo. Okay, what is build context? We need to look that up. Working directory, is that? No. Bitengine build context Docker file. Is this the Docker Compose? Yes, Docker Compose. I was like, wait, what's going on? So it is, context is the dot. Docker file source, yeah, so I think it's correct. Source here. Paste that, okay. Because it looks correct to me. But I didn't change anything. So there has to be something else which is occurring. I mean, we can do this, but I don't. Okay, whatever. Let's just. Okay. Okay. Seems to have worked. Docker logs Bitengine. here. So paste that into there. I guess now I'm even confused because is it working on my machine? Is this the thing which was failing in my E2E test? I still have not made a single change to the code or files. So if it is passing now, what happened? Maybe I can just like rerun it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Whole success. GitHub Action workflow is always here. So, and GitHub Action workflow. Add a health check for Bitengine so CI waits until the service is actually up. Yeah, how do I do those two? Did it run or like no? Okay. So for Bitengine service, make sure the build context is for the repo root. So yes, it is. Okay. Then here, make sure the build context matches. This way, CI runner uses the same root repo context as my compose. When I attempt to do the end-to-end test on my GitHub account, it fails. Use the MCP server connected to my GitHub to identify and fix this problem. Okay. We are at 36, 38 now. Okay. All right. Let's see if it's able to do that. Identifying GitHub Actions. Let's see if it gets the MCP server and is able to. Okay, yep, there we are. It was able to get file for directory contents here. At 40 now. Fetching, so it, yeah, go ahead. So, ran this get for file directory contents. I am also curious about how Copilot, the agentic Copilot, is able to use the MCP to be able to perform its actions. Let me come here, see if we got anything triggered, refresh this page, and is anything fail, or is anything like passing now? We have actions. One minute ago. So if the job still fails, share the. Okay. So what did it just do? It pushed it, right? Get brand or get status. Okay. So it added here and then pushed it up. Okay. What are these ones? Seattle, Washington. Oh wow, it knows my location. Okay. Interesting. So this one is owner. Successfully downloaded of the end-to-end test. Okay. I'll update the workflow to start only necessary services at a setup. Now it sets a 30-minute timeout and runs Docker to ensure. Okay. What did it change? The YAML, the end-to-end YAML. Okay. So build here. Zer. Postgres. So only the specific ones that we need. Redis, Postgres, BitEngine. So we still are doing BitEngine though. Wait for containers to be running. Wait, so this one says wait a few seconds for services to initialize. This one says wait for each service. Okay, I think that maybe that's going to be the problem actually. Keep here, and then, okay. Now I should be able to come here, refresh this page. I'm curious. Okay, so it's still like this. I want to go into here. So it's only ran twice. Let's make sure that our code actually did get updated. So we're looking at here, workflows. Right, we need to look at front end here. Now we have this 4 minutes ago, and then we want to say that it is, so yeah, this is the new part right here. Let's then go to pull request, and then we can select this one. And when did this occur? It doesn't say the time, does it? Just says like after 21 seconds. Okay. Let's go to here. Okay. And we can try rerun jobs. Did I click it? Rerun all jobs. Okay. Can I see it going though? So annoying. Come back to here. Check our tokens. We're at 40%. Here is the error message I get. Fix it. Feel free to change things such as I would just say make sure to verify that this test passes on my GitHub. Feel free to trigger the test as needed. Okay. Search for matching files. Search for regex. I don't know what regex is. I'll remove the still copy line from. Yes, go ahead. But if we just remove that line, it's like. Okay. So it didn't check GitHub itself. It still wants me to do that. Committed to. Okay. Let's see if it passes. Let's refresh the page. Man. Rerun failed the jobs. Let me just do all jobs. Yeah. Just go, please. Okay, well, so it just removed the copy line. Like, it just removed the copy line. It's like, okay, well, here's how to fix it. Just remove this. What if I need that? Like, there's a fundamental problem with something that's going on, and it didn't even think about, like, how to solve that. But I don't really know what's going on right now. So, darn. Okay, well, I'm probably gonna leave off the video right here, and then in the next video we can try to maybe solve this, or maybe we just, I don't know, maybe we just delete this. Maybe we just delete the, maybe we just don't do this. Yeah. I don't know. My co-pilot told me just to delete the copy line, but now it is still failing. Yeah, it's not about that copy. I'm just gonna reject that, like, no. Exactly. It just hides it and breaks my build. Exactly. That's what I'm meaning. Like, Copilot, not this one, but this one. Copilot, the Agentic Copilot, just, it saw an issue. It decided that it was going to not fix the problem, but hide it and just delete the line which was causing the problem, but not actually solve the actual problem. It just deleted the line which caused the problem. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, technically, I can create a no error code if I don't have any lines of code in it. Um, okay. Anyways, but I, yeah. I'm gonna leave off the video here, and then in the next one we can try to figure out what's going on. So thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, subscribe. That'd be great. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you in the next one.